poppin'? My Michaela X Glam Light palette has officially been revealed, and yes, the glitter does move. I have so much to tell you about the process. I have been so extremely grateful about how everyone has reacted to this palette, this launch. Thank you so much. I truly put my whole heart into this palette, every single color. But today I want to share with you the names and how I picked the names. In my next video, we'll do swatches. I just want to give you a little bit of background on how I created this. In October 2020, I sent this drawing to Giselle, the owner of Glam Light. And I said to her, I want my palette to look exactly like this, and she did it. She made it look exactly like my drawing. Two things I knew for certain: it needed to have lavender in it, and it needed to have glitter. Are you kidding me? But anyone who truly knows me knows that that palette screams Michaela. Couldn't be more happy with the outer box, and also the back has a message from me and all the shadow ingredients. And again, everything's vegan and cruelty-free. So let's get into how I named these shadows. I created this palette very strategically. There's a very important reason why it goes from neutrals and it gets bolder as it goes towards the bottom. I wanted this palette to be versatile, but I wanted it to be for people who are a little bit afraid to step out of their comfort zone, but they're ready to. Because you can start in your comfort zone. You can start with those simple neutrals, those soft looks, and then as you go down the rows, you can get bolder and bolder with your looks. There are 17 mattes, 13 shimmers, and I made sure that all of my favorite colors were in this palette, and none of the colors I don't like are in this palette. Let's get into the shade names. Here's another quick close-up and look at all the beautiful colors. I'm gonna be a little quick because I don't have a lot of time, but if you have a question about any of the names, just comment it below. First up, we have Holly. That's named after my cat. This is him. He's 12 years old. I've had him for that long. Shade How You Doing is named that because I always say how you doing to like everybody. Shade Gemini, because, well, I'm a Gemini. What's poppin' is the color I have on my lids today. It's a pure, beautiful gold. Because when I think of what's poppin', I think of gold, man. Shade Hot Cocoa is this warm, deep brown because I drink a hot cocoa every morning and the creamer I use turns it like an orangey brown. Shade Willow is named after my dog Willow. That's her right there. She's an energetic angel. In the second row, this shade here, Glow Up. I definitely feel like I've had a glow up in my life. I truly look incredibly different than I did in middle school, and obviously happier. Shade Simba is a beautiful peachy orange. It's named after my cat Simba. She's also 12. She's a direct sibling of Holly, and she is gorgeous. Shade Accent is obvious. People seem to love shade Buffalo Chicken. It's a hot orange. Buffalo chicken is my favorite food of all time. Had to have it in there. It's a personality trait at this point. I included shade Manifest because that's pretty much what I've done in the last year. Shade Cookie is named after my best friend Greg, whose nickname is actually Cookie. Iconic is a hot pink. Had to have a hot pink in there. I love hot pink, and hot pink is iconic. Shade Simpin is a shimmery pink, perfect to put on top of iconic. And it's named Simpin because I'm a massive fucking simp for Cody. It is what it is. I named this shade Immaculate because it's this beautiful shimmery purple, something I've never seen before. And it is literally immaculate. If I would have put it on my lid, I would just die of immaculation. We gotta talk about the lavender. Named MJ. My full name's Michaela Jane. MJ is my nickname. And I had to name my favorite shade in the palette after myself. And I love lavender, and it's the most beautiful lavender I've ever used. Shade New Beige is a very deep, shimmery purple. New Beige is slang for New Bedford, Massachusetts, where I'm from. And then we have shade Nas, which is the most gorgeous freaking inner corner shade on the lid. It is insane. That pays homage to my first super viral video where I talked about Nas Pot Conceal. Best color. I named that because when I look at that, I just say, that is the best color. That is so pretty. Bonehead is also one of my favorite shades. This shade is actually named after my father, who calls me Bonehead all the time, so. Stunnin' is a golden green shade. It is so unique, and I named it that because it's simply stunning. I think you guys are really gonna like it. Portuguese is an extremely deep purple. I named it Portuguese because my family came over here from Portugal, and I have a Portuguese family. This purple right here, Part 2. I had to name something that, of course. It's simply become sort of something I say. Rhodey is another favorite of mine. It is such a beautiful sky blue. And Rhodey is another slang for Rhode Island, and I've spent much of my life in Rhode Island, so it's very close to home for me. Shade Audrey is named after my best friend Audrey. I said, what's your favorite color in the palette? She pointed at this one, and I said, you got it. Freetown is the extremely small town I grew up in, so I had to name a shade after that. Loop is a secret language I have with my friends. We speak in loop. That's it. Loop, loop, loop. Loop, 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 loop. It's just literally loop. It's so fucking annoying. Candy is an interesting one. This is a pure bright yellow. Candy is It's not what you're thinking. Handy is the name of my goose who was brutally murdered, so I had to name a shade after him. I love him and miss him so much. Frisky is a really warm-toned purple, and I named it Frisky because that's what I am, okay? Finally, this beautiful blue. It's one of the best blues I've ever worked with on my eyes, and it's called Masshole, because what would this palette be without it? So that's all the meaning of the shade names. I truly am so in love with this, and I know you guys are gonna be too. Excited to share the swatches with you in the next video. Hope you love the look I did today. I used the palette. Definitely be doing a bunch of tutorials for you guys, and not to mention there is more in this collection, and I cannot wait to share all of that with you tomorrow. Thank you so much for all your support.